Come here. Take a look at this graph.
25 basketball cards, modern basketball cards, with the worst rate of growth from the COVID peak.
Don't be stupid. The only one that wants your cards is pretty much you.
Drop off of this card is absolutely nuts.
If the card prices continue to drop, those are the people that are panicking.
What do you use it for? Clothes? Food? Shelter? I don't know. Don't be stupid.
We see prices collapsing across the board.
Come here. Take a look at this graph. This is the value of Luca Doncic's PSA 10 base rookie cards from 2020 to 2025. Yep, it's a steep decline. This card has pretty much become the poster child for the inflated prices of the sports card bubble back between 2020 and 2021. Here's the thing, it's not just Luca cards. Most ultra-modern cards sold during that bubble have probably lost value instead of gaining it. And it makes me wonder, the content creators and influencers who were pushing these base rookie cards back then, when did they cash out? My guess, they sold high before the crash instead of holding and taking the loss. Now, I'm not pointing fingers at any specific sports card influencer.
Or am I?
Over the years, many savvy sports card investors have made millions of dollars by buying and selling sports cards. But not everyone has been so lucky.
Quote, "You F me." How would you describe what happened today?
A lot of it's true. A lot of it is true.
Drop off of this card is absolutely nuts. The card is this 2000 championship ticket, rookie autograph of Tom Brady in a BGS 8. These copies are numbered to 100. The highest sale taking place back in October of 2022. That was a BGS 9, but it sold for $2.4 million. Highest sale for the 8 was $1.4 million back in February of 2022. Fast forward about a year and a half, this one behind me closes. BGS 8, $219,600. From $1.4 million to $220,000. We're talking about one of the greatest athletes of all time here.
I'm Jason, this is Professor Sports Cards, and while making this video, I found a few pieces of knowledge that we probably already know, but it's good to see condensed, and that's from 2015 to 2019, end of 2019, right prior to COVID, people started finding sports cards again, whether it be on ComC, eBay, Facebook groups, and prices started ticking up. They were still very cheap, but you notice a trend up between 2017 and 19, and then at 2020, COVID, in 2021, the explosion up is just rampant all over the place. It's ridiculous, and then you see the trend back down, and the question is, how far will it fall? Have we seen the floor? Are we finding a cushion? And are prices what they were prior to COVID? Where are we when it comes to that grand scheme?
I don't want to confuse you too much, but this is the BGS 9, the highest grade, and it currently is selling for $855,000. And this is the card that showed sales of $2.4 million. This is even private sales card letter has it $3 million. And again, currently, this is the last current sale. It's over a year old now. This card hasn't sold. Now, you can look here that, again, card letter has a private sale up at the top, or a sale of over $3 million. Now, in the middle is prior to COVID. 2019, this card sold for $400,000, and below that's 2018 for $250,000. And something you'll notice throughout the video is the card market was slightly ticking up before COVID, and then COVID just sent it into a different atmosphere. And then here we have the BGS 80 was talking about. This is currently selling for $195,000. You see the sale is semi-recent, and here is the chart. It did peak at 1.4. There were some sales on the way down, not a ton. Not a lot of people played up there if those are all the sales. Currently, it's selling for just about prior COVID prices, or getting there, at $200,000. Now, not everyone's playing in that world. Not everyone's spending that much money. Not even everyone's spending this much money. Currently, the Bowman PSA 10 Brady rookie cards, only 473 of them. It's selling for $6,000. And here's the chart. You can see it peaked up there. The red dots is 2020. So you can see the steady rise and then just the explosion. And it peaked at $15,000. That was back in November of 2021. It was selling for $15,000. And today, in 2025, it's selling for $6,000. So it's definitely fallen. We're getting back to prices of, 2019 was a $1,500 card, so we're definitely not there. The question is, how far do we come back down? Is this hit a floor at $6,000? So I found this more interesting because this is a more realistic card. Here is sales as low as $4,500. So it did seem to possibly hit a floor and bounce back up, currently selling at $6,000.
Going from one legend in Tom Brady, let's look at LeBron James. And then after LeBron James, we'll look at NFL quarterbacks. And then I'm going to show you that this is not specific to any one player, one genre. It's all over. And just, what do you think? Have we hit the floor? Comment below.
LeBron James' most coveted rookie card. His 2003 Upper Deck exquisite rookie patch autograph is one of the most iconic sports cards of all time. And because of that, the price of this card rose quickly during the sports card boom in 2020 and 2021. But this iconic card became an iconic disaster for the poor fellow who paid $1.2 million for it in BGS 9 condition in August of 2021. Just 3 years later, in August of 2024, another BGS 9 of the same card sold for just $292,800, according to market movers. That's a price drop of over $900,000. Perhaps the king should sell his crown to help cover for that loss.
So this time, let's start with the PSA 9, the LeBron Topps rookie card. It's currently selling for $380. There are 8,000 of them. That's a very current sale, January 2025. And here's the chart. In April of 2021, not all the way at the peak, somewhere on the way down or way up, it was selling for about $1,700. This is almost 4 years ago now, and you could just see it exploded during COVID. And what is the bottom for these cards? Here's the PSA 10. It's currently selling for $1,600. Plenty of them, over $2,000 in pop. And again, back in 2021, $7,700. What is the floor? Are we hitting the floor now? Is there more room to fall? Let's just look at the past 2 years of this card. You can see it peaking up at about $3,000, and right now selling for just over $1,500.
I'm conflicted. On one side of me says now's a great time to buy LeBron. He's going to be retiring soon if he has a retirement year. Hype sells in 5, 6, 7 years will be in the Hall of Fame. But our card price is still too high, so it's hard to know which side of the fence to go, and it's just hard to pull the trigger. So if you want LeBron in your collection, buy LeBron. And if you want to sell before it keeps falling, sell now and don't buy LeBron. So now I want to look at NFL quarterbacks. I've been mentioning this for years, or at least the last couple years, because it's so obvious that the trend for these NFL quarterbacks is hype rookie year, and within 3 months, 6 months, to even a year and a half, these cards lose value. Now we're gonna see him go over Sports Card Investor, go over failure quarterbacks. But I'm going to show you afterwards, it's not just the failures. It's even guys that have produced. The hype is still overvalued compared to even how great they've performed.
Every year, collectors chase a new crop of young future stars, only to find out that most aren't destined to be stars at all. Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Josh Rosen, Drew Lock, Kenny Pickett, and yes, even Will Grier come to mind as hyped quarterbacks who haven't panned out and cost sports card investors a lot of money. But perhaps the biggest example of all is Mac Jones. His card collapse is so extreme that he takes up 2 spots on this list. On June 3rd of 2022, Johnny Stone, a 13-year-old from Ohio, pulled the 1-of-1 Prism Black Finite Mac Jones rookie card out of a box of Prism football cards. Now, Johnny might just be a genius because his immediate reaction was to cash in. And cash in, he did. He sold this card for $100,000. And while the card hasn't resold recently, it's safe to say that it has lost more than 95% of its value since that sale. Good call, Johnny, on selling it. But that wasn't the only Mac Jones investing disaster. Some sports card investors and collectors were so excited about Mac Jones' first cards coming out that when one of his first copies of his 2021 Donruss base card in PSA 10 condition hit the market in November of 2021, someone bought the card for $3,000. Recently, that same card has sold for as little as $2.25. That's a price drop percentage of 99.925%, quite possibly the largest price drop percentage for a sports card in history.
Like I mentioned, it's not just the big disappointments or failures. Here's Josh Allen in a PSA 9 Prism. You could buy his card for $112. That's a deal with his MVP-like performance this year. And if we look at his total career, the card fell to what, 50, 60, 70 bucks from highs of over 250, and he's been playing great. Here's the PSA 10 currently selling for $325, and you'll notice the same thing. This card is trended down, even though he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, if not the best quarterback in the NFL. And his card is starting to tick back up, but this was over $1,000 before, and it's not even at $400, and it doesn't stop there. Here's Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP. In a PSA 9, you could buy his rookie card Prism for $75. Again, some are saying he's a 3-time MVP. This card in August of 2023 was $46, so it has ticked back up, but you could see highs of over $500. I mean, I don't know what to make of that. Here is Magic Johnson and Larry Bird's rookie card. This is a PSA 7. It's selling for $1,000. That's as of today, January 9, 2025, last week. In August 2021, it was selling for just over $2,000. That's not at the peak, but you can see it was $2,000. And then prior COVID, the price was about $350. So you can see we're still not at prior COVID prices, but it's just fallen tremendously since COVID. Here's Griffey's rookie card in a PSA 9 currently selling for right around $200. In a PSA 9 back in 2021, about the same price. So every card tells a different story, but you can see the peak was well over $400. And prior to COVID, this is an $87 card, so more than double the price today than what it was pre-COVID. Here's the PSA 10. It got me curious, so it was selling for $2,500. That's today. That's the price now, $2,500. Again, back in 2022, this card was $1,700. So this Griffey Upper Deck card is kind of bucking the trend. It's already found a floor. And prior to COVID, this was a $443 card trending upwards. Let's just take a look at a few more. Here's Topps Chrome Tim Duncan, 1997. His rookie card as of now is selling for $240. It's one of his more expensive rookie cards. You can buy a lot of rookie cards for cheap. And this card's way down. It was selling for almost $2,300. It sold for over $4,000 at the peak. And prior was selling for $100. So this card went from $100 to $4,000. And you see it selling for $240 now. Finally, we'll take a look at Michael Jordan's rookie card. In a PSA 8, it's selling for $7,000. It's the same graph on all these things, where pre-COVID, there's tiny ticks up, and then COVID is just an explosion. And you can see 2022's card selling for $5,000. So maybe the floor is what we've seen. We might have seen the floor on some of these cards.
I could sit here and make this video about Serena Williams rookie cards, about Tony Hawk's rookie cards, about Shaq, about Willie Mays vintage, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Matter of fact, we just saw that one. Doesn't matter. The prices have gone down. Have they hit a floor yet? We're in 2025. Prices are still slightly above what they were prior 2020, while they were ticking up. The great tick up to the boom. Speaking of boom, I'm watching right now, the Rams and Vikings are playing. It's Monday Night Football playoffs. Who has cost themselves more? Sam Darnold. Let me finish that thought. Who has cost themselves more money than Sam Darnold over the past 8 days? Did they play on Monday Night Football last week? I can't. Sunday Night Football. So yeah, 8 days, 7 days, 8 days. Who the hell cares how many days? The point is, that dude has cost himself millions of dollars. He was going to either get re-signed by the Vikings for tons of money, or he's going to go out on the free agent market and someone was going to pay him for his incredible season. And now how he performed against the Lions, and from what I've seen in the first half up until now, he has cost himself a lot of money. So have a lot of people. They've cost themselves a lot of money buying cards between, 2020 and 2024. Is now the time to buy? I mean, it can't fall like it did. You can't. Now you could go out and spend $6,000, and it'd be a $3,000 card. That could happen. You know, who knows what the next 3 years will do? And judging by how everyone buys, everyone's looking for a deal. No one's like, hey, that's a good deal at $90. Let's do that. Instead, they're saying, hey, can we get it for 78? Hey, can we get it for 65? Hey, can we get it for 73? So no matter how good you make the deal, they want it better. So right now, nothing is telling you and me that single prices are all of a sudden going to start going way up. It's hype that's going to put them up, and then they'll fall. Eventually, though, that Tim Duncan rookie card, PSA 10, that's selling at $45 right now, it can't keep falling forever, can it? Can it be a $23 card? Here's some recent pickups. I'm collecting Hall of Fame autographed NBA players. Alex English. These are kind of, I don't know, B to C tier level Hall of Famers. Artis Gilmore. I mean, in their time, they were all stars, cream of the crop. In the NBA during the seasons they played. Jack Sikma, I don't know, maybe not. So just all level kind of B tier. These go for, I don't know, anywhere between 50 to 150 depending. The one I have an eye on that I've been wanting to buy, it's 200 to 300, is the Rodman. I mean, I'm not in any rush. He's going to keep signing. And then this is my most recent. This is a cool card because I'm collecting the set. And it also has Kareem on it, and then it's Sidney Moncrief's rookie card. Anyways, cards are cheap right now. I'm going to make a video coming up on why these vintage autograph or just autograph rookies are pretty much the way to go at this point. If you're a collector, at least in my opinion. At least that's where I don't want to say graduated to, because I'm not trying to, everyone has their own way. But I'll convince you, or I'll at least tell you my thoughts in an upcoming video. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you have not, subscribe. Share the video if you can. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.